Welcome! In this video, you will explore the optional accessories available to Bose AMM multipurpose loudspeakers. Before we get started, to ensure safe product installation, it's the installer's responsibility to refer to all relevant documentation for these products and all other installation components before installing the product. Only professional installers with the knowledge of proper hardware and safe mounting techniques should attempt to install any loudspeaker or subwoofer overhead. The AMM 108 and AMM 112 feature a multi-position enclosure that allows you to easily swap the horizontal and vertical coverage by simply rotating the cabinet. During this video, when the loudspeaker is producing a coverage angle of 110 degrees horizontal by 60 degrees vertical, I will refer to this as orientation A. When it's rotated so it's producing a coverage angle of 60 degrees horizontal by 110 degrees vertical, this will be known as orientation B. Both the AMM 108 and AMM 112 include multiple M10 threaded inserts that can attach to an optional U-bracket accessory that can be used for wall, ceiling, or truss-mounted applications. Each U-bracket includes a safety pad on both arms. When the loudspeaker is attached and tightened, it prevents rotation or slippage. With the loudspeaker in orientation A, there are a total of 5 different ways in which it can be attached to its corresponding U-bracket. Each method presents a limitation on total pan and tilt. Let's look at each example now. With the bracket vertically attached to the wall using 4 M8 screws and washers, the loudspeaker can be attached using these 2 M10 threaded inserts. In this case, the loudspeaker does not have downward or upward tilt, but can pan 90 degrees in one direction and 28 degrees in the other. After attaching the bracket to the wall in a horizontal orientation, you'll find there are 2 ways to attach the loudspeaker. Using these 2 M10 inserts, the AMM 108 can be tilted 28 degrees in either direction, while the AMM 112 is limited to 16 degrees in both directions. With these 2 M10 inserts, the loudspeaker can be directed straight down and features 10 degrees of tilt towards the wall and 30 degrees towards the room. With the loudspeaker still in orientation A, let's look at what's possible when attaching the bracket to a ceiling. Using the same 2 attachment points you previously learned about, each loudspeaker can tilt 30 degrees towards the room or 10 degrees towards the ceiling. And if the loudspeaker is attached to the bracket in this fashion, the AMM 108 can be tilted 28 degrees in either direction, or the AMM 112 can be tilted 16 degrees. Now let's rotate the loudspeaker cabinet so it's using orientation B. Similarly, there are a total of 5 different ways in which the loudspeaker can be placed into its U-bracket. With the bracket vertically attached to the wall and using these 2 M10 inserts on the loudspeaker, the AMM 108 can be panned 28 degrees in either direction, or the AMM 112 can be panned 16 degrees. After attaching the bracket to the wall in a horizontal orientation, you'll find there are 2 ways to attach the loudspeaker. Using these 2 M10 inserts, the AMM 108 can be tilted 28 degrees towards the room or 90 degrees towards the ceiling. The AMM 112 can also tilt 90 degrees towards the ceiling or 20 degrees towards the room. With these 2 M10 inserts, the loudspeaker can be directed straight down. The AMM 108 features 10 degrees of tilt towards the wall and 45 degrees towards the room. The AMM 112 can tilt 10 degrees towards the wall and 35 degrees towards the room. With the loudspeaker still in orientation B, let's look at what's possible when attaching the bracket to a ceiling. Using the same 2 attachment points you previously learned about, the AMM 108 features 28 degrees of tilt towards the room and 10 degrees towards the ceiling. The AMM 112 can tilt 35 degrees towards the room and 10 degrees towards the ceiling. And if the loudspeaker is attached to the bracket so that it's aimed straight down, the AMM 108 offers 28 degrees of tilt in this direction and 90 degrees in the opposite direction. Similarly, the AMM 112 can tilt 20 degrees this way and 90 degrees that way. Please note, the AMM 108 and AMM 112 U-brackets are not designed for permanent outdoor use. Now let's move on to look at the AMM suspension bracket. It's compatible with both the AMM 108 and AMM 112 multipurpose loudspeakers. It attaches via the 2 M10 threaded inserts on the loudspeaker. Once attached, load-rated 19mm lifting shackles can be attached to the desired hole on the suspension bracket. Look closely and you'll see the bracket is marked with 2 rows of angles. The first row is for use with the AMM 108, and the second row is used for the AMM 112. Please note the AMM suspension bracket is not designed for permanent outdoor use. The RMU BRKT1 pan and tilt bracket is the next accessory in our lineup. In the AMM series, this is only compatible with the AMM 108, and it allows you to simultaneously pitch and yaw the loudspeaker. You'll find 4 M8 threaded inserts on the loudspeaker for use with the pan and tilt bracket. Please note, all mounting points on AMM loudspeakers are hermetically sealed. This means if you forget to replace a bolt after dismounting the loudspeaker and before you use it next, air will not leak out. Our last accessory in the lineup is the Showmatch SMS 118 speaker pull mount adapter M20 thread, designed for pairing an AMM 112 loudspeaker and SMS 118 subwoofer. After removing the original pull cup and its gasket, save the original M6 screws and insert the new pull mount adapter and gasket into the hole on the subwoofer. Align the screw holes and attach the adapter to the sub using the 4 original M6 screws. Attach your pole and place the AMM 112 onto it using one of its 35mm pull cups. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for taking the time to learn about AMM multipurpose loudspeaker accessories, and be sure to check out the rest of our AMM tutorials in the Learning Center.